And here's the secret about email deliverability. It's not only about what you send, but it's also about when you send it. And I'm talking about domains specifically. A new domain is like a new teenager trying to rent a car. Inboxes don't trust it just yet, for obvious reasons. When you're buying a fresh domain, it starts off with zero credibility. That's why, whenever you get to send those emails out from the get-go, all those emails will go into the spam folder. Why? It looks suspicious. You don't have any history of sending to Google, Outlook, etc. However, that changes from an H domain. An H domain is a domain that has been in the market or has been sitting around for, let's call it 3 to plus 5 years. And to the eyes of the ESPs, even though you haven't sent a single cold email from them, the fact that you have renewed that domain over and over and over again increases its reputation because to the eyes of the ESPs, no spammer waits, let's call it 3 to 6 months or years on top of that to send the first cold email out. It seems like a legitimate business, and that's the type of emails that the majority of the ESPs are allowed into the inbox folder of said recipients. If you don't and you send from a brand new domain, it's a completely different story, and it's a little bit tougher to get into those specific ESPs. Google, very easy to get into the inbox folder for. Microsoft, as you and I both know, it's a little bit of a different story, and that's why we have different tactics on how to get into the inbox folder for those accounts. Think of an H domain as a wine bottle. A brand new wine bottle is not as good or not as valuable or not as desired as a wine bottle that has been, in the shelf for the last 10, 15, 20, 50 plus years. It becomes more valuable, it becomes more desired, and it builds credibility on top of that. Okay, so great. How do you do it right? There's two routes that you can take in this case for buying H domains or getting your domains to H. The first one, as I said, is buying the H domains, meaning that you can go into tools like Dynadot or expireddomains.net, go into auction and do a few checkups with the spamhouse.org domain reputation. You can drop that domain in there and it will tell you what the score is overall. If it is above a 3, a positive 3, then you're good. If it is less than a 3, I wouldn't consider buying that domain because it most likely has a few issues. So overall, you can just go in and then filter out by domain H, equals 5+ years. That will give you the majority of those results. And then you can filter out by those are the auction is about to close because all these things are about to go into auction. After that's done, it usually takes 1 or 2 days for Dynadot to send you that domain. And once you have it in your account, you can move it into cloud via named servers or just transferring the domain altogether. And then you can start, creating all the MX records, SPF, the key IM, DMARC into that domain for you to start sending. Granted, this doesn't mean that you get a, hall pass where you can just start blasting emails out from the get-go. The basic deliverability principles still apply. It just means that you're starting off with the right foot overall, instead of with a brand new domain where you have everything against. With the H domain, you have everything for you, but you need to make sure that you keep it for you instead of just doing things that you're not supposed to. And that's going to tank your reputation. On the flip side, though, you can then get to create your own H domains. And this process usually takes a little bit more time, but it's useful for multiple reasons. So say, for example, you get a customer or yourself, you want to start sending outbound and you already know that you're going to be approximately rotating across 40, 50, even 100 different domains across that time year. If that is the case, what usually people do is instead of buying all the domains at once, which is what I would recommend you to do, they start buying, let's say a batch of 5 domains and then they create 15 mailboxes. And then those mailboxes last them for 2 to 3 months. And then they close those accounts and then they buy new domains and they wait 2 to 3 weeks. And then they keep on rinsing and repeating. But at no time, you're starting off with, good domains and good mailboxes that have already warmed up and have already built a reputation. My recommendation would be, if you already project your mailboxes to last for X number of time, do some quick math to identify, okay, I already project myself based either on my client's lifetime value that they're going to stay with us for 6 months, or on my own prospecting for my own company that I'm going to be spending across, all these different domains, X number of dollars. Great. Get to purchase them all in a bundle. And you don't need to create mailboxes from all of them right out the gate. I usually do a recommendation, which is wait 2 to 3 months before you send the first cold email out. So if you already know you're projecting that the mailboxes will burn very, very soon, start warming those up, create mailboxes from them because you also don't want to have increases in cost for no reason unless you can afford it and you want to prepare very good backup infrastructure. But that is the best way where you can create domains that are branded to yourself because all these expired domains that I just talked about that have a great reputation, they're unbranded. They don't have anything to do with your client. Yes, you can set up a 301 redirect so that it routes to your client's company or to your company. But at the same time, it's not going to be as effective as just having your own branded accounts, right? And this is something you have to tell your customers where they can make a decision of what the best route to take is. So how do you do it right? You buy your domains, prepare ahead of time how many domains you'll need for the full year. Just buy them all in bulk at once instead of whatever you need to replace them. and let them sit. Age them for a few months before you start scaling your volume or increasing your volume by putting a few mailboxes into those domains and getting to warm up and instantly Smart Lady Mail Bison, whichever sequencer you prefer. As long as you're doing warm up, you're going to be okay. At the same time, the warm up process is very important. So try to warm them saying at 100 emails per day, try to do it everything once at a time. So how does this all bundle into how Mission Inbox can help you get better deliverability for your email campaigns? First and foremost, we are a dedicated IP solution, which means that you're going to have better deliverability to Microsoft, Barracuda, Spam Assassin, Cisco Networks, Proofpoint, any security gateway out of the market, besides the fact that it's a very comparable deliverability to Google accounts directly. We can also guide you on how to buy these H domains strategically so you have better deliverability and something in the back pocket so you can utilize it in a different way for different clients. We also manage the warm up so that you don't have to burn your accounts earlier than intended. And we monitor the health of those domains and mailboxes so you always know what's going on in each and every one of them, whether you're going into the inbox folder or the spam folder for Google, Outlook, or any of the different recipients that I just mentioned in the past. Overall, no panic buying, no red reputations, and just a very consistent deliverability for yourself and your customers in case you're an agency to increase your results and your lifetime value. In email, just like wine, quality comes with patience. Buy your domains early, age them properly, and warm them up carefully. That's how you build predictable deliverability. If you want to learn more about Mission Inbox, go to missioninbox.com and book a demo with us in case you're interested, or just sign up directly. You have both options. Thank you very much, and until next time.